Welcome back, Stingers. Today we're going to talk about the text message that I shared with you guys. And I've been doing this, sharing, conversations between myself and men who want to get to know me. And I do this because I want you to see the dynamic, first of all, between how I communicate with others, primarily men. And I want you to see really what's revealed, not just with them, but with myself in conversation. So a lot of you took to this particular text. I had to block and delete a few people, and I'll tell you why later. But a lot of you took to this text, and there wasn't much in it. Okay? There wasn't much in it, but there was so much in it. And I asked you guys to break down what was revealed in this dynamic that I had with this guy. So, on this channel, if you're new, this is the first YouTube channel about Scorpios by a real Scorpio. I not only talk about astrology, I use astrology to really break down the concept of how to transform, how to gain self-esteem, how to evolve. And it's all through the eyes of Scorpios, right? So this is what we do here. So when I share conversations with you, when I talk about my past relationships, I am revealing to you who I was. Because your relationship's all about you. And I know you guys love to play the blame game. I did a whole video on it. You'll see the link pop up so you can check it out. Every time I put up a conversation, you automatically go into attack, most of you. You go into attack, you talk about the other person, and I'm revealing things as well, right? And so many of you don't even understand how Scorpios operate. I've had my channel for, 7, 8 years. I've done over 700 videos. I've revealed so much in 700 videos, and I'm going to say more than 75% of you don't even get what I'm revealing, which is bizarre. It is absolutely bizarre. And this goes to show me that this is one of the reasons why you can't keep relationships with us. You're like, why is Scorpio doing this? Why is Scorpio doing that? I reveal so much in my videos, and it just doesn't even click. It literally doesn't even click with you guys. How we reveal things. Okay? So, let's talk about this text message, which, by the way, this whole conversation took 5 hours. And it may not seem like that because a lot of you would have just blurted out. In 5 hours, you guys would have had a book. And just look how much was in there, and it took 5 hours. The reason it took 5 hours. Now, as you can see, I introduced myself on this particular site. Women have to speak first, which I don't care. It's not a big deal. I introduced myself. Now, I just want to say that on dating apps, I get a ton of matches. I'm talking like almost 1,000 matches. So when I swipe right on a guy, it is completely random. I don't even look at his face because I don't go by looks. Most women don't, especially of a particular age. That's a young girl's game. He's cute, and I don't give a shit if he's cute. I look at what he does for a living first, to be honest, and his hobbies. That's all I need to know. I don't give a shit what you look like. It's irrelevant. And so I just swipe randomly. I look at it, oh, lawyer, likes to run, I like to run, reads a lot, I read a lot, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Swipe, you're good. Anything else I find later, it doesn't even get that intricate with me at all. And my thinking is, I have so many matches. That when I start a conversation, I'm just like, hey, it's Malika. You know what I'm saying? What do you want to do? Because I swiped on you, honey, and I got 999 matches waiting. So what do you want to talk about, right? It's not like I swiped on them and they're the only one, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm Malika, what do I say? No, it's not like that. It's never been like that for me in my life. So I come from a different perspective, guys. So Valentino, I think that's his name, who happens to be a Scorpio as well. I say hi, he says hi. And most men don't just say hi, they come up with paragraphs because they've been waiting for me to swipe on them. Oh, by the way, this video, I forgot the warning, this video will be triggering to those of you who secretly don't like me. Welcome, darling, welcome. What else is new? And so, hi, here I am, what's up, right? And if there's a problem, we on to the next person, on to the next person. I don't care. I don't, not with 999 left waiting for me to respond to them. And so, I think he just says hi, whatever. I'll put it up on the screen. It's on the screen, guys, for you to see. And so I jokingly say, oh, you know, I think I got a shy one. And then I left. I left the conversation after I said that, and I went on the computer. I had a lot of work to do. So you can see kind of like the pauses. If you can't, there were big pauses. So I think I came back maybe like an hour later, and honey, boom, 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 boom. What the hell is all this? And after that, there was just an explosion of, I don't know. I'm known to trigger people. I trigger their emotions very subtly. I trigger a lot of you guys. I have over the years. I trigger people with silence. I trigger them with all sorts of things. But I'm a Scorpio and I'm a woman. And we are the top, honey, because everybody comes from a woman. We're your first teacher. We're your first nurturer. We're your first everything. So for the men, don't think you can ever top the woman, honey. I don't even know where you guys get that from, but everything you learn from us. Everything. And so I trigger people emotionally because I am a water sign, and I touch them in places that they never knew could hit them, especially people who are detached. I get them the hardest because they're, oh, I'm detached. All I got to do is ignore them. But okay, you know, emotions are emotions, honey. And whether you deal with them by yourself alone or you pour yourself out online or whatever, you got to deal with it. So I am hip to the game. And so I asked you guys what was revealed in this conversation. And I know a lot of you like to just jump out and start saying things without paying attention. This is why I do it. I do test you subconsciously. I test everybody all the time. And I asked you what was revealed. So after I left, I come back and there's so much conversation going on. I'm like, wow. And I start laughing because I think it's the funniest thing. And I think it's the funniest thing that he responded with a slight attack, but then I didn't respond because I'm a Scorpio sun and moon, and my reflexes are to pull out. And I told you guys in my past videos, I have over 700 videos on my channel. I tell you, I'm out of here. I look for my exits, exit. There's all sorts of like, get out of here, haul ass. Not interested. I'm not mentally stimulated by anybody, so a debate does absolutely nothing for me, guys. Nothing. A whole bunch of talking does nothing for me. I do not get turned on at all. And so for him, he got very triggered that I said I think I got a shy one. Now I'm thinking that sounds like a Cancer moon. Cancer moons, woo! I don't deal with them. I don't date them. I'm very careful with how I deal with Cancers in general. They get very, very touchy, just in all different ways, you know. There was a Cancer guy where I responded to him. It was like 2 a.m. and I was up writing, and I was like, oh, it's late, you know. You better go to bed. And he went off. I was like, oh shit. And I just got out of there, block, delete, like, oh, you can't even handle those words. It's better go to bed, you know. I even put LOL just to make it clear that it was like the funniest thing, that I was still up writing, and I was just like, better go to bed. And he was like, okay, mom. And I was like, motherfucker, wait. And then I didn't want to get arrogant. I didn't want to fall back into arrogance. Like, bitch, I got about 1,000 men waiting and I pay you some attention and you don't know how to act, that would be my fallback. Like, are you serious? Like what? Like, we not ugly over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not all sorts of things. You know, like to be honest, guys, I had to clean up some arrogance. I really did. I had to clean up some arrogance in my life. You know, because in my head, I'll say a lot of things, but I'll never vocalize it. I'll never vocalize it to you guys. I wouldn't say it to a man. I wouldn't go online and start typing like crazy like a lot of you would. But I was thinking, like, my thoughts, okay, my arrogant thoughts, was like, bitch, who are you talking to? We not ugly, far from it. We're fly. We're not a fucking bum. We ain't over here with 10 kids and blah, blah, blah. Like, I just the resume was running down in my head. Like, are you serious? Like, and because when I swipe, it's random. It's never like, oh my gosh, he's such a great match. Let me swipe and hope he get, like, my shit, I don't roll like that. My shit's like job description, hobbies, swipe. At one point, I just kept swiping like 50, 60 people. They all matched. And it was totally random. I didn't even care. I figured, like, okay, well, out of this whole 50, 60 people, there'll be a couple who are interesting. That's how my thinking was. So it wasn't even like strategic. And I knew that his was because, first of all, men don't get that many matches, even if they're beautiful. In fact, if better looking they are, the less swipes they get, because women are like, oh my gosh, she's so, you know, women with low self-esteem, oh my gosh, why would he swipe me? You know what I mean? Whereas I'm like, I know he's going to swipe me, boom. You know, and then it'll say it's a match. And I'm like, of course it is. You know, that's how my thinking is for working on myself for over a decade. Like, of course it is, you know? And so, I'm like, he doesn't even have a lot of options. So to get arrogant is like, okay, that was like your only swipe this month, or you gotta match with someone you don't even give, you were just like, oh, let me just, you know, like a waste of time. Like, that was my arrogant, that was in my head, guys. I didn't say that, but I fell right back into, I'm a sun and moon, so I'm in alignment with myself, my conscious and my subconscious. We good over here, we go in the same direction. I was like, exit, get the fuck out of here. Not interested. I'm not interested. I'm not in the mood for Cancers anyway. I have a season for them like I do with Leos and other people, Capricorn. I'm not in the mood for none of that shit right now. So I was like, thank you for giving me a reason to just unmatch your ass. Like, get the hell up out of here. But anyway, the Scorpio, most likely at a Cancer moon, they get triggered like that very, very fast. A lot of you said fire, but you forget that Cancer gets very emotional in the way that they did. Somebody with a fire would have came out with more directness. You know, I believe. I could be wrong. I doubt that I'm wrong, but I could be wrong. And so look at all the things that he said. You know, you don't even have me yet. Motherfucker, I don't want, like, I'm not, like, what? I came back, like, I went to work out, I went out running, I did all this, that, and the third. And 5 hours later, there's all this conversation. And I'm like, what is happening? You know, and then comes up with the conversation about, I'm looking for a one-night stand. Okay, you're looking for, am I? You know, didn't know. Did you guys see that in the conversation? I didn't see it anywhere. He just created all of these things. And a lot of times you get triggered, and it depends on, you know, your Mercury, your moon, whatever, you know, aspects are going to one to the other, that will come out with a bunch of things. A lot of times you just create things. Remember the guy I told you, you know, he got on the phone, he got all nervous and started talking about religion, and he just literally drove himself into a brick wall. Just put the car at 80 miles an hour. Boom. And I just watched the decline. Because that's what I do. I fall back and just watch what you're doing. Because with myself, I never react in a way like, I'm not nervous around men. I like who I am. I'm very comfortable with who I am. So, like I said, I've broken myself down. You don't have to do it for me. You know, with him, look at all this stuff. I'm looking for a one night stand. And he's like, oh, and then he puts the emojis, like, and then as I didn't come back and say anything, he felt the need to keep going, like a lot of you guys do. A lot of you guys keep digging in and digging in. When the Scorpio disappears, you're like digging in, sending texts, sending threats, and then it just escalates and you just drive off a fucking cliff. And that's what he did. He just drove off a cliff. Now, you didn't see the last. I did respond, and it was the funniest thing. I don't know how I didn't screenshot that last word, the last thing. I think I just took him over the edge. I goes, well, Valentino, maybe you're just way out of my league. It was the funniest thing. After all that he said, I was like, guess you're just way out of my league. And that motherfucker just drove right off a cliff. That was it. That was it. I did have a good time with that conversation. I thought it was funny. I never predict what's going to happen. But I do tend to emotionally trigger people with very little to say. Now, it was revealed that, and a lot of you did say this, that I triggered a soft spot. Maybe he grew up very shy and got over it, and that was just a breaking point. Like, I'm not shy. I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people have their triggering points. A lot of you guys do as well. And I think that's why, he came out the way he did. Some people, you call them small, and maybe their height was always a problem, and they just come out swinging. It's good to pay attention to a lot of these things, because sometimes we think we've cleaned things up, and when they present themselves, we wow out and we're like, oh shit, I didn't know that was still in there, that I have work to do. So it's really important. I use these things as a moment, a mirror moment. And I doubt that he'll use it as a mirror moment, because he's not where I am. But when I'm triggered, I'm like, well, why am I triggered? I have that conversation with myself aloud. Like, I literally sit in here and I talk about it. And I think it's important. And it's something that you guys just don't want to do. A lot of you don't want to get in that mirror. You don't want to clean things up. You want the blame game. You run it off. Now, I blocked and deleted 2 people who were the kind of the first people to respond, and they're like, oh, I would never date another Scorpio. Yeah, you would never date another Scorpio because you don't like yourself. You hate the mirror. You hate who you are. I don't know how you're still on my channel, but you won't be here for long. There's plenty other channels where you can go hate yourself in the comments and talk bad about yourself. It's just like saying I would never date another black person, or I would never date another tall person, or like, you sound stupid. It's sad that every time there's a conversation and it happens to be another Scorpio, there's mention of, oh, Scorpios. No one ever talks about 2 Leos not getting along, or 2 Leo, like, no one cares. But when it's us, there's always that magnifying glass of, oh, it's another Scorpio. It's like, if you want to self-hate, please go somewhere else. I would not tolerate that here. My channel there's no self-hate here. It's the only channel literally about uplifting Scorpios and transforming and self-esteem. It's the only channel. So, like, why would you come in my comments saying that shit? I told you, we blocked and delete. I stay on code. If I dislike another Scorpio, I'm not calling them out, fighting in the ring, and like, I don't give a shit like that, And so, yes, they were blocked and deleted. And hopefully go to another channel where people already diss you and you can just join in and look like a dummy, basically. Or you can use this as a teachable moment and clean that shit up, get in the mirror. Why wouldn't you date somebody who's like yourself? You hate yourself that bad? Because I like myself, and I love when I meet people who are just like me, who reflect back all the flyness that I have and all the confidence that I have and whatever else I got. I love it. Come forth, darling, come forth. I'm waiting for you. Those of you who don't want to see your mirror and you're hiding behind some other sign, it's sad. It's a sad thing. And where are you going to get in life like that? Maybe, there are people 90 years old who've been hiding, and that's a shame that you have not been able to learn to like who you are. That's very, very sad. It's terrible. It must feel really, really bad to live in that body, And so anyway, that, the conversation revealed, look at me, look at what I do when someone comes out swinging. I went for a run. I went. I was like, Malika has left the building, and he didn't know what to do with his emotions. He got out. He fell apart. He unraveled. He totally unraveled. That smells cancer to me. That smells cancer. They get touchy and then if you notice, if you looked at how I was not responding because I wasn't even, I just shut the computer off and went about my day. You know, I usually say a few words and go on about my damn business. I'm out of here. You know, I give you that and let you keep it. You know, and so he was just sitting there with himself. I didn't know what to do, and it just escalated and escalated and built and built and built till he was just like, what the fuck do I do? Well, now you're not responding, you're shy. And that doesn't bother me. The word shy doesn't it doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't trigger me in a bad way. I don't think it's a terrible word. You can call me shy if you want to. Like I said, when I grew up, people thought I was shy, and shy is less threatening than I don't like you. You know what I mean? So I never told them I don't like you. I just let them think I was shy, and I got away with a lot of things. You know, so cool. Call me shy if you want. Like, I, you know. Furthermore, how you feel about me is none of my business. You're allowed to feel any way you want. If you feel like I'm mean, that's your problem. You got to live with that. If you feel like I'm an asshole, that's on you. You got to live with your feelings. It literally has nothing to do with me. Your projections are yours to have, and I usually just blow the energy right back to you and let you keep it. I'm not an empath. I don't grasp other people's hurt and take it home or anything like that. So I'm good, you know. And so, but I thought that last liner that I had really took him over the edge, and I was like, oh, I guess you're way out of my league, honey. You know, which of course he knew wasn't true. But I had some fun with it, guys. I had some fun, as you probably, a lot of you didn't see. You know, some of you did. You know, I was having a good time with the shit. And that's all I have to say, guys. You know, pay attention. Pay attention, and your words do matter. You were wilding out with words, you know. I left that back a long time ago. I used to, like I said, I have a Mars square my Mercury, and I could go in. I can go in. And I feel like I have altered that a lot because I know how strong that is. And I channel my energy in a different way. And a lot of people just don't know how to use that. Even grown men. A lot of you said he must be young. He's actually 46 years old, this man. And maybe a lot of you commented that he's used to dealing with young women. And that's probably true. Probably little 25-year-olds are like, eh, you know what I mean? And we a big girl over here. So, having said that, like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. I'll see you at ScorpioSunScorpionMoon.com, where you can buy, ooh, let me get closer for you, the Mesmerize necklace, darling. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, I'm wearing the 2-finger. You see her? How pretty she is. Oh, so good. You could also book a chart reading, love chart reading, personal live stream session, couples reading. You can book your own personalized video as long as it falls under my brand. I have some amazing new items coming in for the spring, summer. You're gonna love them. I'm introducing some new things into my shop, and I've just been busy working on my 3rd book. I decided to release everything, all my books at one time. Whew, I just keep setting the bar higher for myself, which is what I do. I'm a sun in the 10th house, guys. So, having said that, yeah, like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you soon.